present about development system. So there is 12 materials that we will explain, and the first one will explain by Novitri Ramayuda.
Okay. First is the introduction of system development. System development is one of the most essential process in information system management. It refers to the creation or improvement of an information system to make the organizational operations more effective, efficient, and adaptive to change. In many organizations, old systems become outdated, inefficient, or unable to meet new business demands. Therefore, system development is not only a technical process, but also a strategic decision that impact how an organization work and compete. Next. Development system have some reasons. First is the problem of the old system. Uh, the maybe it's like the inefficiency in the operation system before, and then the frequent errors or fraud, the poor data, accuracy or reliability, and high operating costs. And then opportunities for improvement. Uh, it's like introducing new technology for better performance, gaining the competitive advantage through the innovations. And the last reasons is directive or instruction regulations or internal management policies. And then organizational growth requiring more advanced system. Development system formations requirements. Users sometimes cannot clearly describe what information they really need from the system. For the example, a sales manager says, I want a better sales report, but doesn't mention what they want daily summarize, the region data, or data analysis. The system developer then struggle to design the right features. And how to solve this problem? The managers should conduct interviews or observations and use the use case diagrams to clarify what user needs. The second challenge is managing organizational change. When a new system is introduced, the organization may need to adjust its structure, process, and responsibilities. For the example, after implementing a new ERP or enterprise resource planning system, the company merged the purchasing and inventory departments into one digital process. Some employees must switch role or report to the new supervisors. How to solve this problem? It can be provide training, clear communication, and management support. The employees are ready to adapt. And next is hide uncertainty and risk. Is it difficult to accurately estimate how long a system will take to develop and how much it will cost? Unexpected problem often appear during the project. For the example, a company plans complete a new counting system in 6 months. But it takes almost a year because new requirements appear in the middle of the develop. Uh, uh, how to solve this problem? It can socialize from the start, involve users in development, and demonstrate the benefit of the new system. Next. Next problem is resistance to change. Employees may feel uncomfortable with the new system and prefer to continue using the old one. For the example, when a company replaces manual attendance sheet with a digital system, some employees still prefer the old way and refuse to log in properly. Next is rapid technological change. A technology evolves so quickly that system can become outdated soon after implementations. For the example, a desktop-based HR system developed in 2015 becomes inefficient when the company adopts remote work in 2020. Now they need a cloud-based solutions. Uh, the next challenge is coordination and the communications. System development involves many people, like analysts, programmers, managers, and users, who must coordinate effectively. For the example, the analyst understands that a report should include customer age data, but the programmer assumes its customer address, leading to incorrect output. How to solve this challenge? They can use documentation and regular meeting to ensure everyone is on the same page. And the last challenge is managing budget and time. Many projects fail because they go over budget or take longer than expected. For the example, a hospital planned to $50,000 for an information system, but after constant feature requests from doctor and staff, the cost is double. Next. Next is determining information requirement. Before developing a system, the organization must identify what information is truly needed. To mine analytical technique are first enterprise analysis. It's studying the organization process, and data to find what information support operations. And the second technique is critical success factors or CSF. It's identifying key goals and determining the information needed to achieve them. And other modern approach also use the interview and observations. It's to collect user requirements and the documents reviews. Is to understanding existing workflows, and then can use the case diagram to visualize interactions between the users and the systems.
Okay, next, the material is spectrum of organizational change. So there are four spectrum. The first one is automation. So this is focused on automating existing process. And the workflow it's stay the same and only become faster and also more accurate. Example is the manual attendance replaced with a fingerprint scanner. And the second one is the rationalization. So this is focused on streamlining and also simplify the procedures. And it removes unnecessary steps to increase the efficiency. And the example is the leave request is submit through an online system instead of paper forms. And the next one is the business process re-engineering or BPR. So this is focused on redesign business process radically, and it measure change to how the organization operates to achieve big improvements. And the example is a physical store shift to full e-commerce operation. And the last one is the paradigma shift. So this is focused on completely redefine the organization business model, and it has deep transformational change at a strategic level, And for the example is a printed newspaper. A printed newspaper company become a fully digital media company. And the next one is the principle of system development. So there are six principles. The first one, the system must support management and also decision making. So it's not just automation. And the second one, it is a major investment. So it need to have careful planning and also skilled personnel. And also the third one is documentation. The documentation is essential to guide the future maintenance and also upgrades. And the next one is the development process. It doesn't have to be linear, so the iteration is also necessary too. Uh, uh, it, and also the next one is the project. The project should be stopped if there are no longer meet the goals of the company. So continue a filing project is waste of resources. And the last one is the user participation of the organization is also critical for success. And the next is the method of system development. There are two methods of system development. The first one is the conventional method, or this is the traditional method. We also say it's system development life cycle. And the structure method, yeah, and it has the first one, it has planning to identify the problem and define objective, and it has analyzing and it analyzing user requirements and also system feasibility. And the next is design. So it designing the logical and physical system, including the data models and also interfaces. The next one is implementation. Coding, testing, installation, and also user training. And after that, we have maintenance, and it maintain its continuous system improvement and also updates. So this method is ensure control and also structure, but it can be time consuming and also rigid in fast changing environments. And the next method is alternative method. So because the SDLC can be slow, so there are several alternative methods that have been developed. The first one is package method. So the company buys ready-made software package, maybe like MUB and also SAP. And the advantage is it's faster implementation and also lower initial cost and proven quality. But the disadvantage, there are limit customization and also depends on vendor. And it also may not unique on the business need. And the second one is the prototyping method. So this is the simple version is built quickly and improve repeatedly based on user feedback. So the advantage of this method is maybe fast learning and also flexible. But the disadvantage is lack of documentation and maybe endless revision if poorly managed. And the next one is it has end user development or EUC. So user themselves build a small application to meet personal or department needs. And the advantage of this method is satisfy user need quickly and also increase user engagement. But the disadvantage, maybe it has risk of error and also lack of integration, maybe also weak of security. And the last one of the methods is outsourcing. And the outsourcing, it's the organization hire external vendor to develop the operate system. And the advantage is reduce workload and cost, and faster access to expertise. And the disadvantage, it's loss of control, risk of dependency, and possible confidentiality issue. And the next material is outsourcing versus insourcing. So as we know, outsourcing is developed by external vendor, and its control level is low, initial cost is lower, knowledge retention is low, and it's best for non-strategic system. And many organizations maybe use the selective outsourcing, where only certain function may be given to external party. And in sourcing, it's by internal, so developed by internal team, and also control level is high, and also initial cost uh, higher, and knowledge retention high and base for core or strategic system.
Okay, I will present the next material. The material is about the PISCES framework. So, what is the PISCES framework? A framework used to analyze the problem in the old system and determine what should be improved to the new system. So, we will use PISCES to improve the system. The PISCES is performance, information, economy, control, efficient, and service. So performance is how fast the system works and how much work can be processed in a certain period of the time. For the information is the information produced by the system must be accurate, complete, relevant, and timely. Economy is the current system expensive to operate or maintain. Control how well the system maintains security, prevent error, and ensure data integrity. Efficiency, optimal use of resources like time, energy, memory, and storage space. The service, how well the system serve internal and external user. Next. Next is end user computing or EUC in detail. So, end user computing refers to the situation where a non-IT user create their own small application to support their daily work. It's like use for Excel. So, according to Nolan States, organization go through 4 stages of EUC adoption. Its initiation, the usage is still simple. Contagion or growth, the use of technology is growing rapidly. Everyone is creating their own file. Uh, Next is control. Organization are starting to realize the risk or disorganized data, and IT is beginning to implement rules and standard like give access control. Last is maturity. Technology is used separately but remains structured. Usually exists and it's still under the IT supervision. Next. The causes of system development failure. Many projects fail due to various technical, managerial, and organizational factors. Failure can take the form of an unfinished system, a system that cannot be used, or a completed system but not meet the requirement. Uh, the causes is lack of top management support. When the top management ensure resource, authority, and alignment with organizational goals, and without it, the project lose priority and often fail. Number 2, poor planning and unrealistic schedule. Poor planning leads to missed deadline, budget overrun, and incomplete features. Number 3, changing requirement or scope creep. Scope creep is dangerous because it expands the project beyond the original plan, causing delay and budget issue. Number 4, lower user involvement. User involvement is critical because they understand the real business process but without them, the system will not meet actual needs. Next, poor communication between user and developer. With the miscommunication leads to incorrect assumption. Regular meeting and documentation are essential. The last is technical problem or lack of IT skill. insufficient technical skill result in poor design, low system quality, and frequent failure. Next. So the conclusion of this material is system development is not just a technical process, but a strategic organizational effort. A successful system must be built on a clear understanding of information requirement, managed through appropriate development methods, and must provide improvement in performance, efficient control, and service. Success also requires strong user involvement, effective communication, and full support from top management. Without this, system development is likely to fail. Therefore, developing a system means developing both technology and the organizational together. So that's all presentation from group 3, and thank you for your attention, and we apologize for any mistaken.